Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I was 100% right, and it happened the way I said it happened in the meeting between Zelensky and Zaluzhny. Remember, supposedly Zelensky suggested to Zaluzhny, inviting him to his office, hey, you know what, I offer you, what about you resign, and I offer you this position of an ambassador or something else, an advisor. And supposedly Zaluzhny said, well, I don't know. Okay, well, we're thinking about it. That's how the media said it happened. And I said in this video that I made on the 29th, today is the 31st, military coup in Ukraine, Zelensky tried to fire / dismiss General Zaluzhny. The Ukrainian refused. Now, I put a question mark because you work with YouTube and you don't want to put over there a point or a dot or a period or something like that, because they're going to say, oh my God, you know that for sure? What's that? Blah, 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 blah. Well, that's why I put it. I knew what was going on. Why? Can't tell you. I told you many times how you find things out. Now, this was on the 29th. What they claim over there, I claim that actually happened like this. Zelensky said, I'm going to at the motherfucker. Okay, invite Zaluzhny. Zaluzhny showed up over there, not alone. And he knew why. Zelensky said, well, you know what? You're going to resign, I fire you. And I fire you and you're going to be an ambassador or somewhere else. That's detail, doesn't really matter. The point is, you're not going to be in charge of the army. And then this is what I said is going to happen like this. Zaluzhny told Zelensky, hey, boy, shut up. I'm not going to do anything here. Anything. I do whatever I want. You don't fire me. I fire you. You stay over there because I let you leave. And that's it. And Zelensky was like, do you want me to make a joke? Crack a joke for you? Clown? He turned clown. I'm just kidding. But that's the conversation. That's how the conversation went or about. And then the fact that the military is behind Zaluzhny, Zelensky cannot move. Zelensky, I made the point in many videos before, tried to build his traitors, which is the secret police, the intelligence, military intelligence, Budanov. And I said he tried to co-opt Syrsky, General Syrsky. Why? He went to the front and he discussed with Syrsky in person. He and Yermak, his buddy. They went over there. They didn't visit Zaluzhny. That was about 2 months ago, a month ago or so. I made a video on that one. And I said, these guys are preparing Syrsky to be the BRUTUS of Caesar, or of Zaluzhny. But Syrsky said, no, I don't think so. He was in between, not convinced. And I have here article where indeed Zelensky thought of two people to replace Zaluzhny. And both of them said, no, we can't do that. That tells me that either these guys know what's going on and they are patriots, sided with the Ukrainian, which is, with Zaluzhny, or they were afraid of Zaluzhny because they knew Zaluzhny is loved by his military and there's no traitors around him to pull a Brutus on him and in the Senate. So let me show you here a few articles that want to prove I was right. Time, my friends, time, is still a virtue. Wait, the truth will come out, but if you know how the dynamics go, you know people, you know interest, you know exactly how the fuck happened. What do you mean? You call him to fire him, but then you can't fire him. He said, I have the guns, man. You have nothing. Your friends are 7,000 miles away from here. I'm right here in front of you. I can fuck you up at any second. What are you talking about? Joke. People always revert to what they know best or what they are. Clowns here, in this case. The Washington Post. This is from today, my friends. This is right here from the 31st of January. Right there. Zelensky to oust Ukraine's top general amid tension over new mobilization. It's already dead. The whole conversation is dead. This is Zaluzhny. This is the Ukrainian, my bad. All right? So Ukrainian president, yeah, he's Ukrainian as I am Zimbabwean, told his top commander, General Valery Zaluzhny, that he was firing him. That's what he told. That's exactly what I said it was in a meeting on Monday, according to a senior official. He told him, I fire you. Zaluzhny remains in his post for now. They don't even tell that. They say, well, he told him, and Zaluzhny just turned around and left. Is that what these guys are telling us? They still cover for Zelensky. Remember, this is Washington Post. This is where Zelensky's masters are located. But they sent Victoria Nuland over there, the fixer. She's in Kiev right now. I made a video on that a minute ago. So again, on Monday, and this was what gave it away for me. On Monday, Zelensky's one of the points. Zelensky's spokesman Serhiy Nikiforov denied that Zelensky had been fired. They denied only that the outcome was not firing. They denied they didn't talk about at all about the whole what happened in the office. I told you without being over there. The guy told him, you're fired. The other guy said, fuck you, how are you going to fire me? Don't fire shit. I'm fighting the war for the Ukrainians. You go to your paymasters. That's how it went. But they always denied Zaluzhny was fired. No, it wasn't. But why? I was making the point and give you exactly why on the 29th. Because that's the conversation. And that's exactly, and I will show you. That's exactly how the conversation went. So remember, they deny that. There is no subject of conversation. There is no order because he denied, he refused. The president did not dismiss the commander. No, because he couldn't, he was not able. Zaluzhny, the Ukrainian, told Zelensky, Stein, you can't do that. Next article. The New Voice of Ukraine, the 31st of January, 2024. Zelensky, this cover for Zelensky, the New Voice of Ukraine, just so you know, right now. Zelensky backtracked on decision to dismiss Commander-in-Chief Zaluzhny after media leak. So New York Times. So New York Times, again, the guys far away. Those guys, Washington Post, New York Times, those are Zelensky's buddies, not Zaluzhny. They cover. So they make the point in this article that Zelensky wanted to fire him like he could, Zelensky, but because a media leak, he backtracks. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to fire you anymore because the media leaked it. What? If I want to fire you, I don't care what the media says and leaks. Yeah, I'm firing you. Do you think that would deter me from firing you? Are you crazy? They are covering for the guy. Look how Weasel. New York Times, Zelensky stands right at work. What do you want? Backtracked on decision to dismiss after media leak. So after the media leaked, then he backtracked. No, this guy told him, back off, fuck off. You're not in charge here. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky planned to dismiss Zaluzhny, but backpedaled following a media leak on January 30. What are you talking about? I made this video on the 29th. What do you mean? This is on 29th. Where are you? Right here. January 29, 2024. He didn't backpedal on anything. What do you mean? He was like, I'm still going to fire you, but I changed my mind. So they're trying to make this narrative, put together this narrative. He was tough enough and told Zaluzhny, yes, I'm going to fire you. Zaluzhny started crying and hand his whatever he's got. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to issue the decree tomorrow on the 30th. It happened on the 29th. The decree on the 30th. And Zaluzhny left crying like a bitch in his safe space. And then Zelensky, because of the media leak about this, they would have found out anyway. He said, you know what, I'm not going to fire him because the media leaked it. Media would have leaked it, would have covered it when I would issue the decree, wouldn't they? So had nothing to do with that. A media leak versus the decree would be the next day over there on the 31st or the 30th or whatever. The 30th or 32nd, yeah. The 1st of February would have been there. So the media, everybody will know. So what was he supposedly afraid of? Nothing. The guy smacked him. The Ukrainian smacked him. He says here, a former, I'm going to read to you. So you see how these guys are making, man, how are covering, but very, 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 very shallow. A former Ukrainian official disclosed that Zelensky's government intended to sack, they did it, of his duties, but retreated on Monday evening after the news broke. Why? They tell me they said no, like they wouldn't have found out the next day. The president now intends to slow down the process. Well, that means gather his friends and try to pull, as I said, a BRUTUS on Caesar. Obviously, Caesar was the general, wasn't he? After all. And he crossed the Rubicon and was coming towards Rome. And everybody was like, oh, he's coming. There's no turning back. All right. Let's see what else you said. Zelensky and Zaluzhny met Monday night, yet no final decision was made, a Ukrainian MP told the paper. The lack of an immediate replacement for the chief of... that was another. They tried to cover for Zelensky, like Zelensky had the power, but he didn't have an option. So first it was the leak. The leak, we're not going to fire because of the leak. It has nothing to do. And then the next one is, we didn't find a replacement. That's why I want to fire you, but because we didn't find the replacement, we're not going to fire you. Shouldn't you have the replacement already in the room when you fire the guy? Yes. So it's another garbage. Oh, we're going to fire you, but the next day they realized nobody wants the job. So you know what? We're going to keep you over there because nobody wants the job. Garbage. Let me show you. Right here. Zelensky and Zaluzhny met Monday night, yet no final decision was made, a Ukrainian MP told the paper. Now, the lack of immediate replacement for the chief of the armed forces was cited as a significant concern. So how can you fire someone if you don't have a replacement already? Hasty decision? I don't think so. They didn't expect the guy to say, yes, I am. If he would have said yes, the two replacements that I will have right here, ready for you, would have said, yes, we are. But they were, they were probably waiting to see what Zaluzhny's answer will be. If Zaluzhny would have said yes, okay, here is, I'm leaving, the two would have said, yes, we take the job. But because Zaluzhny said no, the other guy said, oh, we don't need that. And I'm going to show you who those guys are. And the same thing that I said many times. You see here who has the guns? Zaluzhny enjoys very high authority in the army. So they can't do anything. So the media report on 29 speculation about Zaluzhny potential firing as armed forces. Now let's go to the next article. The Guardian. Ukraine's top general refuses request from Zelensky to step down. Do you think he requested? He told him, you're fired. Or I want you to do what? Resign? If that's a request? No, I fire you. If you have balls, if you're a weasel like this guy, may be a request. So he refused. What did I tell you? That's exactly what I said. He said, what are you talking about? You don't fire me, I fire you. Personally, clashes blamed for conflict between president and popular commander Valery Zaluzhny. Yeah, this guy who doesn't organize elections because of the martial law, and it's illegal, but who instituted the martial law? He did. He doesn't want to do it because he's like right now about 30%, I read, or 40%, 32%. It was in one article. I thought he was at 60, but they said he was at 32, and these guys were about 70. They said 70. They had two articles. One, they said Zelensky 32, Zaluzhny 70. And I saw another one, which was Zelensky 60, 62, and Zaluzhny, the general, 80. So nevertheless, but I don't think it's anything with Ukraine, that's a weasel over there, Danilov. That's not only that, because who counts the vote matters. These guys want something from me, and I don't want to pay already. Maybe I can get, okay, I got rid of that. So Zelensky asked his most senior military commander, Valery Zaluzhny, to step down on Monday. He told him, as I said, but the popular general refused, triggering speculation that he will be dismissed instead. All right. It says here, yesterday the president asked Zaluzhny to resign, but he declined to do so. I told you. And it says here, a couple hours later, the defense ministry reported, dear journalists, expectations of that Zaluzhny could be forced out immediately surfaced on social media on Monday afternoon. A couple of hours later, the defense ministry responded curtly, dear journalists, we immediately answer anyone. No, this is not true. Assuming that everybody reading understood that was being referred to. Blah, blah. Next one. And this is who are the ones ready to replace him, or they tried. This is The Economist. The Brits. as far as I remember. Said Zelensky wants Zaluzhny out. Budanov or Syrski could replace him. January 31st, 2024. So Budanov and Syrski, as I said, look at this guy. You see over there? Always there. Always there. This is Yermak Stein. Okay. Here, this is what's his name? What's the fuck his name? Just say Alexander. Oh, what's your name? I know you, Jesus Christ. And I mentioned him in the other picture. God damn it. Where is it? Not this one. And this one right here. It's just right now. Danilov, Jesus Christ. Alexei Danilov. So let's see here. President Zelensky informed Army Chief Zaluzhny of his decision to dismiss him and offered him the position of National Security Secretary instead. That means sideline, and we're not going to hear from here again. No power, which Zaluzhny declined. Two generals are rumored to be potential successors to Zaluzhny. Alexander Syrski, the commander of the ground forces, he is in Bakhmut and Avdiivka, in that area he is. And Kirill Budanov, the head of military intelligence, the one with the so-called, allegedly, reportedly poisoned wife. Look at her lips, by the way. That's the first thing when I see her, like, shit! Syrski, and I'm quoting, is one of the Army's most experienced officers and the operational brain behind two significant victories. They build his popularity right now over Russia in 2022 in Kiev and Kharkiv Oblast. The Economist said, however, his aggressive approach to warfare has reportedly made him unpopular among military personnel. That means go and die. That's what his aggressive approach. Yeah, and care less about human lives probably. I don't know, I'm just saying, but they use euphemisms. Last year, he sacrificed battle-hardened commanders in what was possibly a futile defense of the small city of Bakhmut. He got orders from others, remember. Now, Budanov is characterized by a mysterious and ambitious chief of the Ukrainian military intelligence, which, with a much more unconventional, do you mean he's committing assassinations? That's what his main job. A close service companion insists General Budanov did not seek Zaluzhny's position. I wouldn't either. But also had no right to refuse a military appointment. So if he was appointed, he was appointed. He's doing great where he's at, Budanov. He's in the intelligence over there. He's not in the middle of anything. If something fails, it's not really his fault. In the military, is right there. So let's see what's going on. Speculations, This was the guys. There is no basis for rumor of Zaluzhny's dismissal, stated Mikhailo Podolyak. That was on December 5. No, my friends, we already know it. So, I was fucking 99% right what happened over there. And as I told you, they didn't have it ready, and the guy is too strong. Zaluzhny is too admired, too respected in the military. And even I, which you could call me whatever you want to call me, I said many times, and I will say it again, Zaluzhny is the only guy in all that Ukrainian apparatus of whatever, weasels, who never stepped on my cock. That is, didn't say anything stupid or naive, or he was never an idiot. Let's put it this way. Now, I don't know how good he is at his job. He's a general. I can't, as of now, as it is. But as I said, always the Ukrainian, General Zaluzhny, I have nothing for him for or against. With this one tells me that the Ukrainian nation might have a chance. And I mentioned this in 2022, I think it was in June, 2022, 22, not 23, 22, when I said it could be a civil war over there. When the Ukrainians would lose, the military will just have a little insurrection and they will take over. They always do that because they're the guys with the guns. The only guys that were stupid enough were the Germans in the First World War. They just listened to the guys in Berlin and they just say, okay, no more funding, let's go home and starve and get stupid, perverted Weimar Republic. And then stab in the back story or theory or how I want to call it, and then this and that, and they just came back. They tried a little revolution, but they were put down by their own comrades. Good job, Germany. And then you got the crazy one, right? In 1933, elected and then appointed by the president as the chancellor. Hildenberg, what's his name? Hildenberg. He appointed it. He was everything legal. So became that guy, the crazy guy, became the Chancellor of Germany through democratic means. So that's why when I say about democracy, be careful. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.